What's up, guys? So today I want to talk about Dispatch once again, specifically about Invisigal. Now, I'm loving Dispatch so far. Seems like everybody's loving Dispatch. The discourse, the whole Invisigal versus Blonde Blazer thing, the thing is hilarious. It's funny. Look, I chose Invisigal just because I kind of felt like there was more of a connection there was more chemistry. Definitely not because of the opening scene to episode 4. But look, there's been this theory that Invisigal is evil. She's a villain. She's a former villain trying to be a hero just like everybody else on the Z team, right? But there's a theory going on that she's actually a spy for Shroud. Shroud is essentially Mecha Man's Robert's arch nemesis. He killed Robert's father when he was the previous Mecha Man. Robert's father and Shroud were also on the same superhero team at one point, so Shroud essentially went rogue and later on he killed him. So yeah, this theory isn't necessarily baseless, right? There are some things that could point or hint to this being a possibility, right? That Invisigal could be working with or for Shroud. So we're just going to take a look at those things real quick. Not going to be like a long video or anything. Just thought it'd be cool to talk about. So I guess we'll just start off with, the order things went in. Episode 1, the very beginning of episode 1. So Robert attacks one of Shroud's bases in hopes that he could capture him. Long story short, things get heated. Robert gets into a fight with a couple supervillains, a bunch of Shroud's lackeys, and he ends up in a tough spot, right? So he has to put up a force field to stop himself from getting shot at. He quickly realizes that his shield isn't going to stay up for long, right? Taking all that gunfire isn't going to stay up for long, so he comes up with a plan to pretty much reroute all the suit's power to the thrusters. So that's what he does. As soon as his shields drop, he tries to boost himself out of there, and there's a good 10 to 15 seconds before he actually gets out of there. But he eventually does, and now he's in the sky, he's getting away. He checks the status of his suit, he says everything is good, and then the suit tells him that there's a foreign device detected. He sees on the back of his suit there is a bomb. But how did the bomb get there? That's the question. So in that 10 to 15 seconds that I mentioned where, the force field was down and he was trying to get up in the air, trying to use his thrusters to get up in the air, the theory is that Invisigal actually put the bomb on him in that 15 seconds. And it's not only that, it's also the fact that within those 15 seconds, one of Shroud's men, Toxic, one of the guys you were fighting, he says this right here: "Hey, great, I'll go in the plan, now get out of there, babe." With this guy's personality, I don't doubt that he'd say something like this, but I still think it's something to take notice of. So really it's those two things right there that make up the sum of the, I guess, prediction, the theory. So after the bomb detonates on the suit, of course, it pretty much destroys the suit, leaving Robert falling thousands and thousands of feet to the ground, in which he goes into a coma for months. He eventually wakes up, meets Blonde Blazer, gets recruited to SDN, and on his first day there, his training day, I guess, he pretty much goes through like a roster check, seeing all the people that he's going to be dispatching. So when we get to Invisigal, Blonde Blazer has something interesting to say about her. She says that a few months ago she turned herself in and that she didn't want any questions asked, right? And that's actually part of her deal to joining the Z team. She'll join the team, but you don't ask any questions. No questions about her past, no questions as to why she wants to join. So that in itself is suspicious, but I think the more suspicious thing is that she joined while we were in a coma. I think it's when you combine that with the fact that we had a bomb mysteriously placed on our backs that put us into a coma in the first place. It kind of, Now, if this is true, of course, we still have a lot of missing pieces, right? We still have no clue why this guy would be doing this. And honestly, I just don't think we have enough information to even try to formulate some sort of theory. I think what we've got right now, that's the extent of it, really. And even this, a lot of people call this a stretch, and I mean, I don't blame them. But yeah, honestly, other than this, I really don't have many theories. I do have like, I don't know. I kind of feel like Vizzy might be Shroud's daughter or something. I don't know, man. Especially with how she was talking about how she feels she's destined to be a villain. In the moment, she blames her powers for it. She says being invisible is like a villainous power, but I feel like there was a little more to it. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But honestly, regardless of what happens, if she does end up like betraying us, if she's been working with Shroud this whole time, I don't think that's how things are going to end off. I think the more time she spends with Robert, around Robert, she sees and realizes that he's actually just genuine. The way I went about things, with Vizzy and with the rest of the team, I pretty much just, I tried to uplift them the entire time. They all kind of see themselves as just villains, plain villains, nothing more. They all don't really have too much faith in themselves being heroes, especially Invisigal. And really specifically with her, we have a whole talk while she's in the park, while we're over the phone, I guess the mic, about how, you can make your own destiny, you can change your fate. Telling her that she isn't fated to be a villain, her destiny isn't to just stay a villain her entire life. If she wants to be a hero, or at least be a little bit better of a person, then she can do that. All she has to do is try. And the fact that she is there at least trying to do it is what it seems, right? That's something. But I guess that kind of goes out the window if she's not actually there to be a hero and just I don't know, mess with us, sabotage, just gain some information. But yeah, you get my point. I think after she hears us say all of that, she kind of has a change of heart. She has this belief that she can actually change because somebody who's like a hero believes in her. You even see later on in episode 3, I believe, the like ending of episode 3, where that whole episode is about kicking someone off the team, and pretty much the whole time everybody thinks and she thinks that she's going to be the one that's kicked off the team just because she's bottom of the leaderboard. But at the end, she does something to get her score higher so she doesn't get kicked off. And you can see her standing there looking at the leaderboard, and she looks at her name, kind of like leveling up. So she takes a picture of it. She's kind of happy about it, proud of herself. So even if she is evil still, right, quote unquote, even if she is working with Shroud, she seems to care about having a change of her ways, right? Being a hero. So the way I've been looking at things is that even if she is working with Shroud, even if she is quote unquote evil still, chances are we're gonna have the opportunity to kind of redeem her or pull her back to the good side, I guess. That's pretty much it though. Like I said, not too long of a video. I kind of just wanted to talk about this because there has been some talk about this. But if you guys been playing Dispatch, let me know your thoughts so far, and I'm sure you guys are enjoying the game, as am I, as is everybody. And of course, if you guys enjoy the video, like it up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.